What I have here is a 4mm wrench. This is what we need. So we're going to put that 4mm wrench on there and tighten down. This takes about a half a turn or so to tighten it down. But then you know you have good construction. And this one wasn't very tight. Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. Now we're going to take this little rocker arm assembly that we put together and we are going to put it on the motor shaft that we calibrated, and then we're going to take this little tiny screw that was included in the servo bag. Whoops. And we're going to drop it on the chassis and let it roll all the way off. And after that, we're going to keep playing roll the screw. Okay. So then we're going to tighten this onto the motor. And here again, only quarter muscle power. Just make sure it's tight. You don't want to strip the motor shaft with the screw. So now this is what it's supposed to look like. Now we need 4 more of the M3 nuts and 4 more of the M324 copper standoffs. We need the 2 freewheeling wheel assemblies that we made earlier, and this plate. Okay, you can see the way this is going to work. We're going to mount the tire into the chassis mount and into the steering assembly like that. And then we're going to take this and put it over that. So that's going to hold the wheel in, and then it's connected to the steering assembly. But I think it's pretty tedious to try to do both wheels at the same time. What we're going to do first is we're going to put in the standoffs on the main chassis, and then we're going to work this slowly, one bit at a time, so that we're not sitting here. We also need these M38 screws. Need 4 of those. And holding this chassis plate with the servo motor upside down, I'm going to put into this what I'll call an outside hole. It's you have options with the holes. You can either put these standoffs in these 2 holes or in these 2 holes. These 2 holes or these 2 holes. My gut feeling tells me I want to use these that are further outside, just because I think it'll give it more mechanical, a more sound mechanical, less stress mechanical type condition. It probably doesn't matter that much. If there are any mechanical engineers out there who have an opinion, I would love to hear it. Anyway, that's my gut feel. Okay, so those are now hand tight. I think I'm going to leave them hand tight for now, and then we'll tighten them down even harder later. Okay. Now we have this wheel that goes on here. You got to make sure you get these pieces in both the steering bar and the chassis. Then this goes on the top there, and now you can see the wheel is held into place and it spins all by itself, and you can steer. But now we also need to get this one in there before we put the nuts in. So this is kind of the tricky kind of hold your breath part. We'll just lift up on this a little bit. You need to get this into the steering bar and the chassis, which we are not there yet, and this other one is falling out. Okay, maybe. Oh, darn. Almost had it. So now we need to get this one in. Maybe we angle there and snap it in. Alright. And now you can see how the servo can turn the front wheels. That's pretty sweet. And they both roll freely, so now we can put the nuts on. And let's also make sure these screws are nice and tight. Okay, let's make sure the wheels spin nicely and that they turn. Very good. So there you have it. Your front wheel steering assembly is complete.